Recently, a widely discussed social media post claimed that the United States was reinforcing Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar with Patriot missile systems in anticipation of possible Iranian retaliation. The post was accompanied by a visual of a military vehicle and a brief narrative highlighting the escalating tensions in the Middle East. This information quickly spread, sparking a variety of reactions, ranging from concerns about the outbreak of open conflict to speculation about a regional war. To clearly understand this issue, fact-based research, geopolitical context, and clarification of circulating information are essential. Al Udeid Air Base is one of the United States' most important military installations in the Middle East. Located in Qatar, the base serves as the U.S. Air Command Center for the region and houses thousands of military personnel, fighter jets, surveillance aircraft, and other supporting infrastructure. Al Udeid conducts a variety of air operations and coordinates regional security operations, making it a vital strategic asset. Because of this role, securing and strengthening the base's defenses is not uncommon. Tensions between the United States and Iran are nothing new. Relations between the two countries have long been marked by conflicting interests, differing ideological views, and competition for influence in the region. In recent years, the situation has become increasingly complex due to the issue of Iran's nuclear program, economic sanctions imposed by the United States and its allies, and the dynamics of conflict in neighboring countries such as Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. All of these factors have contributed to heightened security sensitivity in the Gulf region. In this context, international media reports indicate that the United States is increasing defense readiness at Al Udeid base. One of the measures taken is the operation or deployment of the Patriot air defense system. This system is known as a defense tool designed to intercept air threats, including short to medium-range ballistic missiles, aircraft, and drones. Patriot is defensive in nature and is used to protect strategic areas or objects from potential attacks. However, it is important to understand that increased protection does not necessarily imply a definite and imminent threat of attack. In military practice, preparedness measures are often undertaken as part of routine planning for various possible scenarios. An unstable security environment demands extra preparedness, especially at a location of high strategic value like Al Udeid. Therefore, the strengthening of defenses can be interpreted as a preventative measure, not a direct indication of military escalation. Several international media outlets, citing official sources, stated that to date, there has been no confirmation of a direct Iranian attack on the Al Udeid base. There has also been no official statement from Tehran indicating any intention to take military action against the facility in the near future. The narrative circulating on social media, suggesting that this reinforcement is being carried out in anticipation of an almost certain Iranian retaliation, is largely interpretive and not fully supported by official statements. Past experience does demonstrate that Iran has the capability and willingness to respond to U.S. actions with limited military action, especially when it perceives its strategic interests as threatened. However, such responses are usually carried out with careful calculation to avoid large-scale conflict. Both the United States and Iran recognize that open escalation could have far-reaching consequences, not only for their respective countries, but also for regional stability and the global economy. Within the framework of the United States defense strategy, strengthening military bases abroad also serves as a deterrent. By demonstrating adequate defense readiness and capabilities, the United States seeks to mitigate potential threats while simultaneously pledging its allies' commitment to regional security. This type of strategy is commonly used and is not always followed by offensive action. Qatar's role as the host nation is also a crucial factor in understanding this situation. Qatar has strategic relations with the United States and is a key partner in various defense cooperation agreements. Furthermore, Qatar maintains diplomatic relations with Iran and seeks to play a balancing role in the region. The presence of the Al Udeid base in Qatari territory is based on a bilateral agreement, so any increase in military activity there is carried out with the coordination and approval of local authorities. The Qatari government has consistently expressed its commitment to maintaining regional stability and preventing its territory from becoming a flashpoint for conflict. In this context, the defense reinforcement at Al Udeid can be viewed as a protective measure for existing facilities, not as preparation for aggression against any particular party. This approach aligns with Qatar's interest in maintaining national security and the stability of the Gulf region. On the other hand, the dissemination of information in the digital age presents its own challenges. Strong visual content, combined with short, sensational narratives, often shapes public perception without providing the full picture. Information lacking context can easily trigger concern or misunderstanding. Therefore, verifying news sources and understanding the context are crucial. The issue of military base reinforcement cannot be separated from global geopolitical dynamics. The Middle East plays a strategic role in global energy routes, maritime security, and the interests of various major powers. Any changes in the United States military posture in the region will be closely watched by many parties, including other Gulf states, Russia, China, and European nations. In such situations, defensive measures often have broad political implications. From an international legal perspective, a state has the right to protect its military personnel and facilities abroad, as long as it does so in cooperation with the host country. Al Udeid base operates under a valid agreement between the United States and Qatar. Therefore, strengthening the defense system within the base falls within recognized legal boundaries. Terms like anticipate an attack in the military context are often misunderstood by the public. In many cases, this term refers to preparedness for various possible threats, not the certainty of an attack. This distinction between preparedness and actual threats is often blurred in incomplete or unbalanced reporting. Security observers believe that defensive measures such as strengthening air defenses are actually intended to prevent conflict. By enhancing protective capabilities, the risk of miscalculation can be reduced, as the parties involved are aware that an attack will encounter a prepared defense system. In the long term, this approach is expected to help maintain stability. Nevertheless, the security situation in the Middle East remains dynamic and volatile. Political developments, decisions, and events on the ground can quickly alter strategic calculations. Therefore, vigilance is still needed, both by the government and the public who follow news developments. In responding to circulating information, the public is urged not to be influenced by speculative or fear-mongering narratives. Understanding the context, verifying sources, and distinguishing between fact and opinion are important steps in forming a more balanced view. The media plays a significant role in presenting information accurately and responsibly, especially regarding sensitive issues such as international security. Ultimately, the strengthening of defenses at Al Udeid Air Base should be viewed as part of the United States' routine strategy to maintain an unstable security environment. This step does not necessarily indicate an imminent major conflict. To date, there is no official evidence indicating a direct Iranian attack plan against the base. In conclusion, the information regarding the strengthening of Al Udeid Air Base is factually based, but the interpretations circulating on social media need to be clarified. This step is more accurately understood as a defensive and anticipatory measure in the context of long-standing regional tensions. By viewing this issue proportionately and based on facts, the public can understand the situation more clearly without being trapped by exaggerated narratives.